Hey everyone, I'm Collin here at eTrailer, and today we have a 2016 Jeep Cherokee. We're going to be test fitting the Yakima JetStream roof rack system. Now this roof rack system mounts to the raised side rails of your Cherokee. It allows you to get your favorite accessories, whether you got a bike rack, a kayak carrier, or even a roof box, up on your roof and mounted to it. Now the system is made up of a couple of different components. Up top we're going to have our 60-inch JetStream crossbars. Now these are nice aerodynamic crossbars that help cut down on wind noise and drag when compared to your standard square bar or round bar roof rack system. It's going to have a nice T-track up top that's going to also help cut down on wind noise and drag with the rubber strip right there. And what's nice about this rubber strip in the T-slot is that instead of having to pull it out and cut it to length for whatever T-track accessory you want to use, you can actually push down on that strip and then slide in your favorite accessory to wherever you desire to be on your roof. And there's no really cutting involved, so you don't have to risk buying new stripping. And then you put the end cap back on. Now kind of the middleman between our JetStream crossbars and our raised side rails is going to be our Timberline tower system. Now this system is going to slide into the slot on the bottom side of our JetStream crossbar and connect with a rubber coated steel strap around our raised side rail. I'll take the end cap off. You can kind of see what's going on the inside. The end cap is going to help protect the mechanics on the inside from any type of water or dirt or debris. This steel strap comes around and hooks into those slots, and we have a bolt right here that tightens it down from the back side. Now with the end cap on, you're also going to see that we have these plastic lock cores on the outside, which you can replace with Yakima lock cores, which are sold separately here at eTrailer, and that's just going to give a nice secure feeling for your roof rack so that no one can remove it without that key. The bottom side of our Timberline tower is also going to be a nice rubber padding so that it doesn't harm or scratch the finish of our raised side rail. Now this roof rack system is going to have a little bit more crossbar overhang when compared to the 50-inch crossbar system, and that's going to allow you to get more accessories on top. You can mount them actually to the overhang on your system. You can get 3 or 4 bike racks up there, or even 2 kayaks. Now we'll give you some clearance measurements so you can know how much you've added to the top of your roof and what you need for the clamp-on accessories to get under the bar. From the top of our roof to the bottom of our JetStream crossbar is going to be 3.5 inches. And from the top of our roof to the top of our crossbar, that's going to be 4.25 inches. And overall, the roof rack system is going to have a 165-pound weight capacity, but you do want to be sure you double check with your Cherokee's owner's manual to make sure your roof can handle that weight. Now that we've gone over some of those features, I'll go ahead and show you how to get it installed. Now we have the front crossbar installed. The second one is going to assemble and install the exact same way. Now how you get the front one in place, with the raised side rails, doesn't necessarily matter where you put it on the side rails. You can base it off of whatever accessory you might be hauling. But I basically just chose a spot on the side rail to measure from to make sure I got my crossbar parallel. So I just picked the top of this circle right here and then measured to the edge of my Timberline tower. Do that evenly on both sides, and then I tightened everything down. Now I'm going to grab the second crossbar so we can go ahead and assemble that together. It's going to be pretty easy to do. We're going to start by going and flipping over our crossbar. We have one of our Timberline towers installed right there. So we're going to grab our tower. We need to do a little bit of assembly. We'll take this black plastic piece and put it in the slot right there until you hear it snap in, like so. Then we're going to grab our silver piece right here, and we want to thread it onto that bolt on the inside. So we're just going to line it up. We just flip it over, and what we're going to do is take the strap, and the bolt to tighten it down is on the inside right here, so we just need to push the strap out to gain access to it. Once we do that, we can insert our tightening tool and then begin to tighten it down. You can see how it's going down out there. We're going to go until we hear the audible clicks from our tightening tool letting us know it's tight enough. There we go. Now that's done, we can put it on our crossbar. Now we'll just slide these notches into the channel on the back side of our JetStream crossbar. Now if you find that you're having trouble and maybe it's not sliding in all the way or you're having a hard time with it, what you can do is actually come to the inside of the Timberline tower. There's going to be bolts down on the inside where my finger is. You just loosen that up and then it should do the trick to let you slide it into the channel. Once you have that, we're ready to put it on our roof. Now one thing I want to point out is that this crease right here where that hole is, it goes right in the center of that hole, you need that sitting on the middle of your raised side rail to make sure that the weight is evenly distributed on the Timberline tower. Now we can go ahead and get it on our roof. Run straight across, get that Timberline tower set onto your raised side rail on both sides. Make sure that strap goes under the raised side rail. And you want to go back and forth and make sure that that line is on the center of the side rail on both sides. Now we need to make a few measurements before we tighten everything down. The first one is going to be the crossbar spread, and that's going to ensure that our crossbars are completely parallel. We're going to go center on center from the crossbars. And there's no set measurement that it needs to be. You just want to make sure it's over 24 inches. Most of the time you can base it off of whatever accessory you might be hauling for that day. Once you get one side, just go on over to the other side. Make sure it's even. And again, it doesn't hurt to double check it a few times because you really do want to make sure you have it even. Now the second measurement is going to be our crossbar overhang, meaning the amount of crossbar hanging off from our timberline tower. You want to make sure that's also even on both sides. We're just going to pick a point and measure from it to the outside. We'll go to the other side and make sure it's the same length. If it's not, the reason we didn't tighten down our timberline towers yet is so that we can adjust it. All you got to do is get a hold of your timberline tower and then push the bar just that little bit that you might need to adjust it. Now we can tighten down our timberline towers. What we're going to do is pull our rubber coated steel strap up and get it into its slots right there. And now we have two different bolts we need to tighten down. We need to tighten down the top one on the inside, and that's going to ensure that our timberline tower stays secure on our JetStream crossbar. And then we need to tighten down this second one right here, which is going to tighten down the timberline tower to our race side rail. Let's go ahead and do both of those. Now for both bolts, you're just going to tighten down till you hear the audible clicks out of our tightening tool, like that. And do both bolts. Once you hear those clicks, we can put our end cap on. And then you just want to repeat this process for the other side. With everything tightened down, go ahead and give your roof rack a quick shake. Make sure everything's secure. With all that being said, you're ready to load up your favorite roof rack accessories and hit the road.